Okay, so last night, she did some hair cutting. But this is how things went down. I was on this couch here, and I was on the phone watching videos, and she was gassing from up there. And, and, she's doing it right now. It's like, I can't believe I live in this world. Um, and I started yawning and showing signs, kind of like my eyes starting to close and stuff like that. I was showing signs of being knocked out. So it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. So apparently they wanted to jump on that, and they thought that I was ready for being, or that I was almost knocked out. I don't know, or I was knocked out. I'm not exactly sure what happened in their heads, but at any rate, I heard that front door close. So, and then I went outside and I could smell a man's BO all on the outside area over there. And yeah. But yeah, the neighbor right prior to that, he had been right on the other side of this fence, on the other side of my property, the fence line. I could hear him walking around out there. I'd gone out there and I was smoking cigarettes and just trying to stay awake. And he apparently wanted to shoot that shit at me, because if that shit, that toxin, that whatever thing that knocks you out, if it hits your skin in your eyes or whatever, which they go for the eyes, um, it definitely happens quicker. It's just a very, you know, it's more of a potent amount, I guess. I don't fucking know. Okay, all I know is I hear someone fucking close my front door. I'm literally here, and the door is behind that wall right there, and I go out there and I go all through the house, and I can hear her upstairs in the fucking attic going from, she was at the entrance to it and getting back further away from the entrance to get away from it. Yeah. And yeah, and then I was wide awake and I was outside and I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. And he most likely ran to just one of the other neighbors' yards and just was hanging out in there waiting. And I doubt he went all the way over the fence, but who the fuck knows. And yeah, so I came back in here and I laid down here and I was gonna get up and do something. Like, I had my own idea of something to do to maybe try to prevent that piece of shit from sticking his dick inside my body again. And but that drug, like, all it was kept saying is just lay down. So all of a sudden my brain was telling me, just, just rest a little bit and then you can get up. And so I set all these alarms on my phone for, like, literally like 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, like, staggered them. So, any normal person that was just falling asleep would wake up, because there would be alarm after alarm after alarm after alarm going off. And it would be before REM, because it would be within the first, like, 5-10 minutes of me closing my eyes. So unless I'm being knocked unconscious, I should have woken up, and I didn't. And I woke up at, like, I don't know, 7 something. So they had like 4 hours with me, and I have an extreme amount of pain in this arm here. It's super tender to the touch. She's been just going to town on this arm, my legs, and there was a bunch of wetness in my vaginal area. So I woke up and I called the police. I called the fire department. Yesterday I felt so sick and just my heart was doing irregular heartbeats. They came and my heart rate was really fast. And I could feel it. And, they said, yeah, 90's a little fast. They're going to write that off to I'm in an excited state of mind, blah, blah, blah. The fact is what it is that sedative, that anesthesia suppressed the caffeine and everything in my body because I literally drank, again, 6 espressos in 2 frappuccinos. And that's a lot. It's a lot. You're not going to get accustomed to that overnight. I just started doing that like a week ago. And what happens is once the anesthesia gets lifted and I awake, then my body starts processing again what's already in it, which is all that caffeine. And so I wake up with like a or a dun, da, 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 like all messed up, So the ambulance guys were not helpful. They were, what can I say? They're doing their job, I guess. They checked me out. There was nothing that they could pick up on. But they said that they would take me to the hospital, but the thought of leaving my dogs and my cat with this fucking crazy bitch is just, it's more than I can fucking bear, And so I thought about coming in and packing up and going down to the hospital, and I can still do that because the thing is she won't stop gassing. So at any point, like I was like not going to pee and everything because I'm like, oh, it's in my urine. I don't even have to do that. I don't even have to try to catch it in my urine because literally they don't stop. So if they can test it, if they will test it, if it's in my blood, if it's in any of those things, it'll be there, because they just don't stop. So I don't have to be doing it first thing in the morning. Like literally I came back in here after, and then the police came, which they wouldn't normally come because they told me they're not going to come to my house. And I told them who to go to, which house to go to, which man was jumping over my fence, who opened my front fucking door and came in and fucking raped me last night. And they said they were going to go talk to him and then come back to me. I sat down on this couch to wait. I waited outside for a little while. I came back in and waited for a while. I fell asleep because she started gassing me on top of my face again. And they never came back. So, So either they never went and talked to him. It seemed like they really were going to. They could have gotten there and nobody answered the door. But I would think they would have taken a ride back here if that were the case. Most likely they went and talked to him and he was like, oh, she's crazy. And they bought it. Like I'm telling you, the world is filled with fucking stupid ass fucking people. Like you can't tell me that if you actually pay attention that you can't tell when someone's lying. Like people are like, oh, it's so hard to know if people are lying. No, it's not. No, it's not. You have to be really fucking good at that shit to not know, And there are people that are practiced liars, for sure. There's fucking for sure. I know a guy that, he lied all the time, and I know he paid attention to the cues of what you get, look for if somebody's lying, like the lack of eye contact and all that shit. All that is shit to me, it may apply in some cases, but for the most part, just fucking pay attention, Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Corrupt, non-corrupt cops, who the fuck knows? Maybe they never went there. Maybe they went there and told the guy to hey, be more careful, Who the fuck knows? It's impossible to know. Because they didn't come back. This is insane. Like, this is insane. I'm sitting in a fucking $5,000 a month fucking house in $1 million neighborhood. I'm not in the fucking ghetto. I'm not in Compton. I'm not fucking in East LA. I'm fucking sitting in Sherman Oaks. And I have a crazy, insane bitch who's right now, I would bet everything I have sitting up there. And I got a rapist on standby on both sides of my fucking property. Oh, and to note, when the police left to go supposedly talk to this guy, the neighbor on the other side, the one that has the dead eyes, that, I mean, he couldn't even fake an emotion if he tried, not to anybody again with half a fucking brain, but he looks like a literally, you picked him out of the lineup of people that drove the plane into the building. So, and I'm not talking about, his physicality, his ethnicity, I don't know what the fuck he is, but yeah, all that matches, but it's the deadpan, I don't fucking feel shit look, you know, that some fucking high level psychopaths have, where they just don't feel any, like, I bet you anything he doesn't even get pissed, like, that much. Like, I bet you anything he just doesn't have, like, he barely goes above heart rate, you know? No. So he got in his car and left. And I know what he's doing. He's driving to whoever house is probably, I would say, commandeering this whole situation, running it, whatever, running this fucking little show, this shit show here. Because he's done that before. Like, not last night, the night before, when I got up at 1 o'clock in the morning, who got in his car at 2 o'clock in the morning and drove away? And that's how many times I've seen him do that out of the blue. And he never is gone that long. Like, not even long enough to go down to the store the first time he did it. Like, he literally was so driving to somewhere so close by that he was able to come right back. And, I mean, to get to a store over here, you have to go all the way down the fucking hill, you know? So, not at that time of night. There's nothing open up here. Fuck. You know how fucking sick I am of these fucking people getting away with this shit? It's insane. It's insane. You know, just realize what I'm saying is 100% fucking true. And just sit on that for a fucking minute. No, really, like, just sit on that for a fucking minute. Like, what that means. Like, that this can happen to somebody. And nobody will do anything. And every fucking neighbor in distance of me knows what the fuck's going on. And either they're coming in and taking a turn, or helping, or drugging, or, you know, actually participating, or they're just totally fucking letting it happen. It's insane. So, we do not live in the United States anymore. Understand that. Not the idea of the United States anymore. This is Mexico. This is Mexico. The cartel has that much power, that much influence. It's already set up like this. It's already like this. That's not good. Yeah. The US is gonna fucking burn. It's gonna burn. It's never gonna be able to. You can't, if you don't fight back at times like this where you have opportunities, like for somebody like me, that I'll stand up in court and I'll point fingers at these fucking people, which finding people to do that is not that easy. Not with these kind of people. And this is an opportunity to, like, say, hey, you know what, this is not the way we're gonna have things. And when people come to you and network to try to get you to fucking be complacent, to bow to them, to fucking whatever, that you need to fucking speak up. You need to not let that happen, or else literally this is not the United States anymore. Like, it's, yeah. Yep. That's fucking insane. But yeah. The United States is fucking doomed. It's weird. God, would it be that Donald Trump had part of it right? Because it's not even just like people coming over the border that are criminals. It's that people are coming over the border that have lived in a mentality where you don't fight back, you don't speak up, you don't say anything, you don't, and the treatment and rape of women is like, it happens all the time. Like there isn't, these people aren't coming to the United States with a history of living in a lawful state and understanding that people have rights and that, these things aren't supposed to happen. And that's a problem. And I've been talking about that for a while. Like, this is not immigration, it's migration, and it's by a lot of different people from a lot of different countries, and they don't live by the tenets of the United States. And the fact is, we can't even get Americans to live by those. We can't even get American men to not fucking think that they can rape women. So it's hard enough then when you bring in other men and women from places that they don't even understand. They've never had it in practice. They don't feel like they even have rights, and then you bring them here and yeah, you can say you have rights, but yeah, then you call the cops and look what happens, it's a big fucking mess. Yeah, I'm not fucking kidding. That's what fucking happened to me last night. And that fucking crazy bitch is up there right fucking now, and I can't get her out of my fucking attic. How nuts is this? Literally, I felt like fucking pulling one of their guns out of their fucking belt and just starting shooting in the and saying, you know what? I'll take care of this then. You just stay there. I'll just fucking shoot up into the fucking ceiling until I hit that bitch. Until we see blood drain out from the fucking ceiling. Then you'll believe that she's up there.